Okay, now in my first testimony, I was reading from Matthew 25, and I was able to do the whole thing. Now I'm just going to break it down. So now this is Matthew 25 in the Bible Hub version of the King James Bible, verse 1 through 13. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Right now, that's 10 for one, right? But if I'm in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, wouldn't the law that's being abused, like they don't let you use it, right? So wouldn't it be a virgin? See, something that wasn't used? See, but if you have a perverted mind, then everything you see is going to be perverted, right? But if you living in a spiritual world, why wouldn't you see the law like a woman that hasn't been touched? Like, wouldn't that be a treasure to have something just for yourself? So now, if the devil is manipulating the law like a man or a woman is manipulated by a man or a woman, then wouldn't somebody have to come and protect the law from the manipulator of the people who using the law against the people? So wouldn't I have to save the law before I could save the people? See, so you say, well, you should have saved yourself. And I'm saying, well, if I am free, then how did I not save myself? I'm not in prison, right? But you say they gonna put me in prison. That's what one of my friends say. He said, but they gonna put you in prison. And I'm saying, yeah, they gonna put me in prison because you say that. Because they got to put me in prison if you gonna watch them put me in prison, because you won't see that they committing a crime against me. So why wouldn't they put me in jail and then try to make me stay in jail? See, but I'm saying, if I am gathering evidence of your crime, then when you put me in jail, that's what I'm using to get my people out of prison. Because see, Amendment 14 says, see, this is what get me, right? See, how can the preacher lead us if they don't know the laws that govern us? See, if you don't believe in the laws, how can you lead us out of a trap that's being used with the laws? See, so see, I use Amendment 14, right, to then get them to get them to call you. See what I'm saying? So if I didn't use the law in self-defense, then what defense would I be able to give you? So see, when they took my money, right, and they sent me 0 checks, then I audited them, right, like with Amendment 14. See, I'm trying to break it down in this little bit of time, 15 years. So I audited the IRS, right? Now, the legal definition of audit is a formal examination of the financial records, often to uncover fraud or inaccurate tax returns. Also, the final report of such an examination in the civil and criminal courthouses of Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida ever since August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. See, that's when the IRS said that I owed them $1,500, which was the amount that I paid the CPA to do my taxes that 1 year. Now, prior to that, my father-in-law did my taxes and I did my taxes. See, so all of those taxes was good. The only tax that they say was bad was the one that I paid the CPA. You see what I'm saying? So now that's when I charged the CPA and my lawyers and Bill Hur's lawyers with professional malpractice. See, now professional malpractice, okay, let me look that up. See, because like I say, my book is a teacher's manual. See, it's a teacher's manual because I'm learning as I go. So I'm telling my children, I'm showing them the now they trying to say, see, well, anyway, professional malpractice is when anybody who have license, you can charge them with violating the license that they, okay, now they saying now it's like, well, legal malpractice, right? But it was called professional malpractice. See, that's what I was, anyway, I'm just going, because I ain't going to waste my time with it. So legal malpractice is a lawyer's failure to render professional services with the skill, prudence, and diligence that an ordinary and reasonable lawyer would use under similar circumstances. So see, when my lawyers violated my constitutional rights to due process, when they denied me the right to go to court, then I charged them with professional malpractice, which is now they trying to say is legal malpractice. And then, okay, now they just have malpractice, which is an instance of negligence or incompetence on the part of a professional. So that used to be called professional malpractice. Now they just calling it malpractice. So say if your barber who have license to cut hair mess up your hair, you can sue them for malpractice. See, it's not just medical, it's any profession. So when the CPA they charged me $1,500 for his incompetency, then that's when I was able to say, hey, I know my own taxes, but to catch you here, this is your CPA that's board certified by the state of Florida. There go the conspiracy. So see, if I'm trapping the co-conspirators in the conspiracy, then wouldn't I have to manifest them in evidence? See, but if they deny me access to the courts, now if the citizenry is ignorant of the law, then you have to teach them the law while your life is being taken. See, because, if I was in prison or when they had me in jail and they had me in mental hospitals, they fed me 3 times a day. But they only fed me over these 15 years. I was in a mental hospital 8 times, totaling around about 25 days. So they fed me 25 days out of 15 years. The state of Florida and the government, because I was in the military hospital, in the mental hospital, in the military, and I wasn't allowed to go to court. I'm in there telling them, hey man, my rights being violated, and the United States Department of Veteran Affairs had me in a mental hospital, man. And I'm steady telling them, hey man, my rights are being violated. Now you telling me that this country that gave me an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, is now not a domestic terrorist to me? They done put me in a mental hospital. They won't let me go to court, and they acting like they don't know what they doing. All my friends, family, don't nobody know. See, so it's not the judges, the politicians. Did I not judge them with malpractice? See, and is it not an instance of negligence or incompetence on the part of a professional in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as inside of the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning? Like, what do a citizen have to do to have their rights protected? See, now, okay, so now, it's not my kingdom, which is Folk Houses Incorporated, which is 4 human beings that was created out of the womb of their mothers. My wife got a mother, I have a mother, my wife is the mother of our 2 children. So see, we are 4 humans in a spiritual world. Now, they won't let me go back to my wife. Why? See, I'm saying, okay, if you won't let me go to court, you didn't let me go to church, you throwed me out. So you throwed me out of church, Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church at Edenville, Florida. I was thrown out. That's why my wife and I got married on September 10th in 1988 before the same pastor, Pastor Willie C. Barnes, who threw me out. So in 1988, he brought my marriage under their God, his so-called God. He brought 2 teenagers together. I come back to him, to that union that he brought together under his God, and the man turned his back on me. But I went into court now, and I brought my kingdom likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps. See, so I use the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the 10 Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. That's not 10 lamps. Is that not light? Right? Those are the things that manifest truth. So those 10 lamps came to me in the darkness. So was I not the bridegroom? Did not those documents marry me? Just like Pastor Willie C. Barnes married my wife and I when we were 19 years old. So did not those documents marry me before God in the courts, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida? When I called them, they came and gave me comfort. So now, if I have comfort from the state of Florida's Constitution and the United States Constitution, then how am I a terrorist? How am I being terrorized by the state of Florida and the United States of America's presidents and elected officials? Say, what Constitution is the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, and the Marines, and the Coast Guard? What Constitution are you protecting if you're not protecting me, who is protecting the Constitution you took an oath to defend in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning? So why would y'all not starve me? Why would y'all not feed me and clothe me? When I was in the Navy, I got issued clothes. See, but now you done took my clothes. You evict me out my house and steal all my clothes, all my gold, all my assets. You keep seizing it, and everybody watching. But now you study talking about your God, but when you gonna see you Satan? How you say you a good person and you deny your own laws? Like, how can you be a good elected official if you violate your own oath? So if your word is not good, how can you be a good servant to the Florida Constitution? to the United States Constitution, to the Florida Bill of Rights, to the United States Bill of Rights, to the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, or the Civil Rights Act of 1964, 10 Commandments, the Holy Bible, or the Holy Quran. Like, what universe is the United States of America on legal grounds? What universe? In the spiritual realm, you are being judged by the prophets, and you are being judged by the Prophet Muhammad. You are being judged by two books, right? In the spiritual world, you are being judged by the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, right? And then in the real world, you are being charged and judged by your constitutions, your Bill of Rights, your Declaration of Independence. See, the same thing that you ask God and the king for, you are now denying to a king who say he God. See, now I'm trying to give my freedom to my people, and you are not even giving your people the freedom your God gave you from your king. See, your government is now denying you of your independence, but they say I'm the terrorist, but I'm what you stole from me, and I'm just defending my property. Now, but if I am a God, wouldn't my people be my property? If I am a king, then would my cousins be my property? Well, how could they be your property? If you purchased us from Africa, then wouldn't I have to win us in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida? Therefore, my kingdom would be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. See, so if I'm the bridegroom, then wouldn't my kingdom be likened to 10 virgins? See, but that's what I'm saying. In the civil and criminal courthouse, see, you have to come into the courthouse to see how beautiful my kingdom is. See, but my kingdom is made from Adam's sin. So now they don't want to be arraigned because they know that the punishments that they've been living is warranted. See, their children are against them because they don't take care of their children, man. They eat off of their children, right? They sell their children food stamps. They get their children child support money and go fix up themselves and get more children. See, look at what you're doing biblically and then see the state of your children's development. See, they are developing in a human world from a spiritual entity. So a spiritual entity is teaching your children in a human world how to live in heaven. But they catching hell here on earth. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to do is alleviate the hell children are catching, because I caught that same hell when I was a child. See, that's why I took that out of my children's development. But my father was still there. So they saw the hell that I grew up in, but I was old enough to control the hell. See what I'm saying? The hell was still there, but to them it wasn't hell because their daddy was old enough to control it. See what I'm saying? But they never had to deal with the hell. I was always dealing with it because my daddy knew what he was doing. He was trying to make me look bad to my children, but I'm saying all you doing is showing my children you. See, because they know that our relationship and their relationship is different, because I'm starting to look at you, and that's why I had to have a conversation with my son, like, son, this going the wrong way. See, I don't want you to be afraid of me, but look, you got to get your lesson, man, because you living in this real world. See, this is not a fantasy. See, so, and then it says, and give 5 of them and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. See, so now I'm dealing with the foolish virgins, right? See, because they using the law without oil, see, without no evidence. So see, whoever live without oil in their lamp live in darkness. So you have to look at, see, it's the parable. See, it's a parable is, let me show you what a parable is. So you can't take a parable literal. It's a parable. See, it's a usually short fictitious, let's break down fictitious, of relating to or characteristics of fiction. Fiction is something invented by the imagination or forage, right? Forage. Let's see what that is. Make sure. Feigned. Look.
Feigned.
Yeah, feigned. Damn. It's F-E-I-G-N-E-D. Now, how that's feigned, I don't know. But they say feigned. So that's fictitious, not genuine or real, right? So now, this is showing you that this kingdom is not a real kingdom. But what I'm saying is the law is real. And this is not a parable. Like, I'm giving you my testimony. Now, look, a testimony, right, is defined as, now this is the Black Laws Dictionary of Testimony. Now, let me see. Now they got it all. These, okay, here, the testimony at the end. Evidence that a competent witness under oath or affirmation gives at trial or in an affidavit or a disposition. Now, see, that's why I served the state of Florida and the IRS and the president, the vice president, and the attorney general by affidavit, so that you will know that my testimony is true. See, I'm using the law in self-defense, but I'm showing descendants of slaves, whether they be white or black. See, because America was all slaves. They was just, the white ones was called peasants and the black ones was called slaves, but they all was property of King George. See, King George III owned everybody. We was all subjects. See what I'm saying? See, then the white peasants who owned the land, well, from what they call owning, after they came over here and took it from my Indian ancestors, which is the truth, right? And then they brought my African ancestors and stole their personhood. So see, the Europeans stole my ancestors' land. They enslaved them on their own land. They call them reservations to this day. Then they took my African ancestors, so they took their personhood. They stole them from their land and brought them over here in a foreign land, right? And now this land is our land because of the circumstances that brought us together. So now, if we don't make a place in this place, then how can you make a place in a spiritual realm? See, when do you make a physical mark in a spiritual story? When you're not supposed to add nor take away from it. So that's not your story. See, that's why people want to discredit my story. See, I'm saying I'm giving my testimony. See, but why do I have to give my testimony in your belief? See, this is a parable, right? So it say, but the wise took oil in their vessels. See, so now, what about my wisdom? See what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be oil? Would my body be my vessel? So now when the serpent came and tried to treat my mind as if it had no oil, then wouldn't my mind then burn eternal? because my lamp is now is lit by the evidence that then is now my truth. So now why would you take my truth and give it to Jesus's testimony? Wouldn't you be adding to Jesus's testimony? So wouldn't you be the one that's violating the scriptures? Because you would be adding to something that's already written, something that's already established. Now, as I establish myself, why would you use Jesus' testimony to then undo illegally what I have legally established, and you not be the 10 or the 5 virgins that didn't bring oil? See, wouldn't you now, your light go out because you have no evidence of who you are? See, but me, wouldn't my light burn eternal because I have legal evidence, not of who I am, but who I was? See, I'm saying who I was is who I am. But who you was saying that you stole everything that you got. So now when you went to court, you couldn't produce no evidence, historical or otherwise, how you legally obtain your property. But I can show you where I was working for the United States Postal Service. I can show you all of the mortgages that my wife and I should have all of the documentation that we gave to get the mortgage. So show me the fraud. Show me the fraud in any mortgage that we ever had, because we got it with assistance of the VA. See, so that's what I'm saying. The same government who denied me of my property is the government that co-signed with me to get it. So you know that I gave you all the only loan that I had that was not income based was after you stole my good name. That's how I found out that you were giving people investment loans. See, I'm saying, but I was telling my cousin about how when you buy a house with vacant land, the first year you get that's on the vacant land. The next year you get your tax assessment, and that's when your payment gonna balloon. See, but it wasn't an investment loan, it was how you invested. See, when you buy a house and you bill it, then it's gonna be a tax assessment on the next year. See, so that's what I was telling my cousin, but I didn't know that he had an adjustable mortgage. See what I'm saying? And I'm saying you never do that because, yeah, you could go down, but you dealing with vulture capitalists, right? So why would you think that somebody who trying to make money is going to allow the interest rates to go down and they going to lose money? So see, that's why I never did that. See, they were trying to do that like when I was a young home buyer, but that's what I'm telling you. My Aunt Felder taught me about fixed mortgages. See, she taught me that, not about my wife taught me about credit. See, but I'm a hustler. So my family paid cash for everything. See what I'm saying? And the only time that my mama was trying to teach me about credit, my daddy got out of jail and prison and beat her up. She lost her job. See, she had just started. She had bought one car. Like I say, man, I only know my mama to own one thing that she paid for over time, and that was what it was. That car was. It looked like a Thunderbird. It was long, but it wasn't a Thunderbird. It was like a Cougar. No, it was a Cougar. Whatever kind of car that is, and she had it, and she told me to go and crank it up. And that's when I learned how people repossess your car at the end, because it cost her, she only had like 2 payments left, and they came and repossessed the car. So she told me to go crank it up. I go out there and I said, "Mother, the car gone." She say, "Go back out there like I didn't see the car." So I go out and walk like that, like where the car at, and come back and say, "Mother, the car's still gone." I know damn well the car ain't gone, so she rushed out. That was funny, man. But that's when I learned about repossessing cars. See, and so that's when they tried, see, that's why they never, my cars was paid for. See, so that's why when they took my car and they say, well, they repossessed it, I say, how you repossess the car somebody owned, man? So it's like the black people couldn't believe that I own my car. I'm like, why you don't believe I own the car, man? I don't understand. Like it's like the black people in my life like hated me so much that they wouldn't even look at the evidence that would exonerate me. But yet they spiritual, and that's what I'm telling them. I'm saying, man, you spiritual, you not human, because only a person who don't believe in anything would believe in something they can't see.